In our previous video titled Private Equity Funds in 2022, we talked about three private equity firms, Baring Private Equity Asia, Permira, and Thoma Bravo, that all had 2022 private equity funds that CPP Investments invested in. You seem to like the format of that video. So in this video, we will look at three alternative investment firms that CalPERS has invested in 2022. CalPERS is the California Public Employees Retirement System that has over $440 billion in assets as of mid-November 2022. Now, as we mentioned in our video last week titled Private Equity Strategies Test Your PE Knowledge, CalPERS is revamping their private equity strategy. And we specifically talked about the CalPERS September 19th annual meeting where that was discussed. Well, that change in strategy is also applicable to other alternative investments, including infrastructure, real estate, and private debt. Well, in November, over a month after the meeting, Pensions and Investments Online came out with an article that confirmed that CalPERS has made up to $15.2 billion in commitments to new and existing alternative investment strategies in Q3 of 2022. Well, in this video, we will talk about three of those firms that have funds that were given a commitment by CalPERS. We'll talk about IFM Investors, GI Partners, and Owl Rock Capital. And we'll end the video with a final thought. So let's get started with IFM Investors. IFM Investors, which was established over 25 years ago, is actually owned by a group of Australian pensions and has over 600 other institutional investors, including CalPERS. It's reported that CalPERS recently invested $750 million into the IFM Global Infrastructure Fund. Now, even though IFM was started in Australia and has offices in Sydney and Melbourne, it also has offices around the world in Europe, Asia, and North America. IFM invests in all types of infrastructure, including utilities, energy, and transportation. For example, IFM partnered with Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan to invest in Enwave, a district heating business in Canada. Fun fact, Enwave's head office in Toronto is a 30-second walk from my office. Anyway, I wanted to share something that's really interesting about Enwave. Enwave's deep lake water cooling system uses cold water from Lake Ontario, the lake next to Toronto, to deliver air conditioning to more than 180 buildings in Toronto's downtown core. One could argue that this is an energy efficient way to cool our buildings. Now, IFM Investors partners with pensions on a regular basis. The Enwave deal was actually IFM's second deal with Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan. In 2018, IFM, along with another Canadian pension, BCI, joined Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan in the investment of Global Container Terminals, which operates terminals in 2 North American ports. Also, in 2021, IFM sold a 15% stake in the Indiana Toll Road to another Canadian pension, CDPQ. But IFM still holds over 70% in that toll road, so that it's a partner investor with CDPQ on the 157-mile toll road. So let's move on to GI Partners. GI Partners invest in various types of alternative investments, including private equity, real estate, and data infrastructure. I would like to focus specifically on its tech core strategy that was jointly set up by CalPERS and GI Partners together in 2012 to invest in technology advantage core real estate. CalPERS has recently increased its allocation to the strategy as part of its increased commitment to real assets. TechCore has made investments in life science facilities that have long-term leases with multinational pharmaceutical companies and has made investments in data centers where companies such as Amazon Web Services are their tenants. I would guess that under CalPERS' new alternative investment strategy, that you will see more partnerships with firms like GI Partners. Now let's move on to Owl Rock Capital. Owl Rock is primarily focused on direct lending, which means that the firm makes direct loans to companies. It was reported that CalPERS recently committed over $2 billion to various private debt strategies run by Owl Rock, including a vehicle that will allow CalPERS to co-invest alongside Owl Rock. All of these private debt strategies are focused on diversified lending, which includes senior secured floating rate loans that could be first lien, second lien, or unitranche, which is basically a combination of different types of debt into a single loan. If you need a refresher on the different types of loans, such as senior secured loans, please check out our video titled Private Debt. And if you're looking to learn more about trends in the private capital space, please check out our video titled Private Capital Equals Private Equity plus Private Debt plus What Else? Now, here's a final thought. I'm excited to see how CalPERS invests over the next few years. As you know from our video titled Canadian Pension Model Private Equity Investing, many investors look at the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan as the pension fund that revolutionized the way that pensions invest in alternative investments. Well, the new CalPERS CIO, Nicole Musico, worked at Ontario Teachers Pension Plan for over 15 years. I'd recommend that you keep an eye on CalPERS alternative investments over the next few years. I think you'll learn a lot. In this video, we talked about 3 firms that have funds that recently were given a commitment by CalPERS. We talked about IFM Investors, GI Partners, and Owl Rock Capital. Do you know of details of other alternative investments that were made by a leading pension in 2022? If so, please share them in the comments below so that other viewers can learn from your post.